Well, hi there, food friends. It's Kevin.
And Marianne.
Behind the camera. Thanks, sis, for doing camera duty, because Ralph's out, whatever, doing, actually he's got a job. He's working. So, you know what? The weather report here in Metro Detroit says we're going to get a lot of snow in the next 24 hours or so. That may or may not be. They have to scare us with the weather all the time. But whether we get all that snow or we don't, it is cold. And we thought a good night to make a pot of soup. And what do we have in the freezer? Look at that luscious ham bone. So we're going to make some split pea soup, okay? So what I've got is I got a pound of split peas here. I've got probably a cup and a half of carrots. I've got one medium diced onion. Now what I'm going to do first, Mare, is just put the split peas in this colander. I kind of go through them and eyeball them a little bit. I do this with beans too, because you know what happens?
Stones?
Yeah, sometimes you get with a little, what they call a little field stone or a little pebble. And these look fine. I rarely find one, but every once in a while, more so in dried beans it seems than split peas, and then I'm just going to give them a rinse, just to rinse off any kind of maybe dirt or residue. Okay. So, now over here, here's our pot. Let me turn the heat on here. I'll put it on medium high. I have got 8 cups of water here, okay? So that's 2 quarts. We're going to put that in the pot. Then we've got our beautiful ham bone. I'm going to put that in the pot. Then I'm going to put my onion in. Now the carrots, Mare, I'm going to wait on the carrots, okay? Because if I put the carrots in now,
they get mushy?
Yes, exactly. They'll turn to mush. And we want them soft, but we don't want them mushy. So, and of course the onion's going to provide a lot of flavor here. So the onions go in with the ham bone. Let me get my split peas, 1 pound. Put those in there. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up to a boil, and then we're going to turn it down to a simmer and put the lid on the pot and let it cook for a good hour. I'm going to put a couple pinches of salt here. You know, we're going to get some salt off that ham and the ham bone, right? So you don't want to over salt, and you know, like anything, it's to taste. And I'm going to put a good pinch, maybe half a teaspoon of black pepper. Okay. Okay, well, it looks like we've come up to a boil. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in just a pinch of herbes de Provence. That just will give it just a little something in the background. Stir that in. I'm going to take our heat down to a simmer here, and then put our lid on the soup. And you know what? We'll keep an eye on it. Come back and give it a maybe stir every 20 minutes or so. And then we won't really do much with it for about an hour. Okay? So we're going to let our split peas cook. We're going to let that ham kind of even get reinvigorated and start to come off the bone, and it'll release all that good flavor into the broth. The onions will get totally soft and practically disappear. And then we'll come back, throw in the carrots, and before you know it, we're going to have a beautiful pot of split pea and ham soup for this cold winter's night. Boy, it smells good in here, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so we've been simmering away for an hour here. Gave it a couple stirs. You can see what's happened to the split peas. Completely soft. The onions too. So here's our next thing. I got a little plate here, Mare. I'm going to take this ham bone out. Look what's happened. A lot of the ham has even fallen off the bone. So we're going to take this out. set it here. Then I'm going to take our carrots. Let's get our carrots in the pot here. And those won't take too long to cook. I diced them fairly small. So they'll probably cook in about 30 minutes. Now I'm going to get a couple of forks. And our job now is just to sort of get off whatever loose meat. Look at that. That is still kind of clinging to the bone here. And then what I'm going to do is I will put these, we don't, of course, don't want any of the fat, so I'm just going to really just try to remove the meat here. And then we'll put the pieces of meat that we pull off this bone, look at that, beautiful, back into the soup pot. And then what we're going to do is we'll let it, put the meat, the ham back in the pot, let it cook, like I said, about 30 minutes, just so those carrots get tender. And we're going to have soup. All right. So, honey, another 30 minutes have gone by. I'm going to turn this down here. So, check it out. I don't know if you can get in there. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
So, we added the ham back in, and then you can see the split peas really are
Split.
The split peas done split the seam. They just have totally melted away. There's a little texture in there. The carrots are nice and tender. And so now is the time, though, that you want to check for your seasoning. So basically, is it salty enough? Does it have enough salt? Oh, that's good. Oh, you know what? You serve this with a nice warm crusty bread or even cornbread. It'd be awesome. I'm just going to put a quick couple of turns of pepper, but from the salt standpoint, I think it's perfect. So it's got a little bit of the smoky flavor from the ham. So let me get a ladle here and a bowl. And so now there's nothing to it but to do it. Let's just serve it up. Look at that. Now, you know what? You can make this a completely vegetarian soup by just omitting the ham. And it would still be delicious. So, you know, if you don't eat ham and you just want to keep it vegetarian, no problem. Certainly is an easy adjustment to make. So here it is, folks. Warm. You get a shot of that, honey? Look at that. Warm bowl of homemade split pea and ham soup. Let it snow. We don't care. We're going to have this great soup to keep us warm. And you know what? We had a great time making it. Hope you had a great time being with us. And you know what? We'll see you next time right here on Cavalcade of Food. Bye, everybody.
Bye.